In 1943, the United States crossed 100% debt to GDP for the first time in its history. Economists called it unsustainable. They were wrong, but not in the way you'd expect. What happened next rewrote every textbook on government debt, and the pattern from 1943 is now visible again in 2026. By the end of fiscal year 1943, U.S. federal debt had reached 105% of GDP. The cause was total war mobilization, $223 billion in wartime spending. Every mainstream economist of the era predicted a post-war depression. The debt was too large, the growth would stop, contraction was inevitable. The Treasury issued war bonds at 2.9%, held down by Federal Reserve policy. This suppression of interest rates was deliberate and unprecedented. What happened was the opposite of every prediction. From 1945 to 1955, debt to GDP fell from 119% to 66% without a depression. The debt didn't shrink, the economy grew around it. GDP expanded 52% in a decade. Inflation averaged 4.2% annually. The combination of growth and inflation eroded the real value of the debt. This is called financial repression, a term coined by McKinnon and Shaw in 1973. Interest rates held below inflation. Savers effectively subsidized the government. Bonds yielding 2.9% against 4.2% inflation meant every bondholder lost real value. The debt was paid, not with dollars, but with time and inflation. In 2025, U.S. debt crossed 122% of GDP, higher than the 1943 peak. The Federal Reserve held rates below inflation from 2020 to 2022. The data from the BIS shows the same pattern of financial repression emerging. The mechanism is identical, the scale is larger. Whether the outcome mirrors the 1940s, the data does not yet say. The paradox of 1943 is this: the debt that looked like a ceiling became a floor, which raises the question that history cannot answer. Is the 2026 debt a crisis waiting to happen, or a historical pattern repeating itself in plain sight? If this changed how you see the financial system, there are 6 more hidden patterns exactly like this. Subscribe before the next one disappears from your feed. The Shadow Ledger: Financial History that Explains the Present.